Kev G weather overview. This is some dangerous wind chills coming in tomorrow morning. We've got the cold air that's set to basically drain down into the northeast part of the United States in an imminent way. So this is not the actual air temperature tomorrow morning, but it's going to feel like 2 above in New York City. Single digits everywhere down the Jersey Shore and then north and west. Brutal. -10 near Monticello. Below 0 in northwest New Jersey. -6 around Newburgh. That's your real field temperature or your wind chill. So this is off of AccuWeather ABC 7. I think that today was going to be our mildest day out of the next 7. We had highs in the low 40s after the wet snow this morning, but now we get back into the deep freeze. I think temperatures will stay below 40 for the next 7 days, and if we're lucky, maybe toward the end of the forecast period, we start to see some moderation, but I'm not hopeful on that one, and I'll show you why in just a second. We had our little storm today. I'll back it up just a second just to show you that we had our weather front move through. And this basically caused some wet snow here. And the rain started off in the morning, changed over to wet snow, but not a lot of accumulation. Now that goes off. A wave of low pressure develops along the Carolina coast, and this is Saturday morning. So we're going to have snow in the Carolinas for the eastern part of the state. And that's going to be very interesting. Even a place like Charleston could see frozen precipitation in South Carolina, but the high is too strong, so that goes off the coast. And by Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, we have another weather front that's moving through, and this is basically going to be a reinforcing shot of cold air. This is by Monday morning. We could see some flurries with that, but the main story is that our cold temperatures stay locked in place. Now, as we go out towards next Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, we have a weather system that comes close to bringing us some wintry precipitation, but right now it's a little bit sketchy on the models. Not really sure how this is going to play out. It doesn't have the look of a classic coastal storm yet, but it's something to keep an eye on. Maybe a light to moderate situation with respect to any precipitation on Tuesday. But the main story here is that it's cold and dry. This big high pressure moves over New England by the time we get to next Friday, January 28th, and you can bet there's going to be cold air with that. And then in the long range, the model wants to try to spin up a big storm, but this is way too far out. It's January 29th on the model, so we're looking at 9 days away, and so much can change, and I wouldn't put any stock in that at this time. Now, the Climate Prediction Center, they have cold temperatures from January 26th through the 30th, high likelihood of below normal temperatures for much of the Northeast states, Pennsylvania, most of New York, and down the East Coast, all the way to the tip of Florida. But then as we get into the 8 to 14 day period, when we get from the period January 28th to February 3rd, it appears there's some moderation here. And in the long range, there's hints that we will open February on the warm side of things. So that's just something to keep in mind as we sort of move through the end of the month of January, the last 10 days. But I wouldn't expect any relief between now and February 1st. And you can see why. This is the temperatures for tomorrow. The brutal early morning wind chills, we only get up into the mid-20s. Saturday, we only get into the upper 20s with, there'll be plenty of sunshine, but it'll feel cold out there. The warmer day of the weekend is Sunday, if you want to call it that, with highs around freezing. Monday, highs back down into the 30s. Maybe some light precip on Tuesday. I'll watch to see what happens with that, but it doesn't look like a classic coastal storm yet. And I'm not really thinking that it'll turn out too much, but it'll be something we'll just have to monitor. And then Wednesday, temperatures stay around 30. So it's cold and mainly dry. I did want to show you the Weather Prediction Center. This is the 7-day precipitation average. And you can see the bulk of the rain is along the Carolina coast, and a lot of that will be frozen, to be quite honest. And then Florida looks a little bit on the wet side, and then the Gulf states look like they could get some rain and even a chance of some snow deep in the heart of Texas in this period. So a lot of winter weather going on, but cold is the main story through next week.